This conference will now be recorded.
Well, thank you all for joining us today on this sad day. I was gonna wear black, but then I decided I'm not gonna overdo it. Just for the record, because these things stay around forever on YouTube. The Steelers lost last night and it didn't look so good. So there's a couple of us here from the Pittsburgh area. We're just kind of commiserating. But life must go on, business must go on. There you go. So a lot of you have been to these before. It's real simple. First, we go through a round of introductions. So take a minute to introduce yourself, your product or your service. If you want, maybe where you are geographically, if your team is still in the running for football. After that, we'll open it up for a general conversation. Hopefully, the introductions have triggered some questions or some comments from somebody to somebody. And after that, we usually have, 10 or maybe 20 minutes left, and we'll just open it up for a completely general conversation on business. I will try to get everybody out of here. Well, East Coast time, it's 2:05, so somewhere around 2:50. Because I'm sure a lot of you have, back-to-back Zoom calls and video chats, maybe starting at 3. So I'll give you 10 minutes to just kind of grab a cup of coffee or do something else before you have to get back on. So, but anyway, that's the agenda. And let's see, we'll just go in alphabetical order here, like we always do. So Alejandra, if you could unmute yourself from your side and introduce yourself to the group, please.
Absolutely. Hi, Sal. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
And I'm just excited to be on the call today. I love these calls. I have met amazing people and created great friendships out of it. So I'm grateful for this spot right here. And my name is Alejandra. I actually work with a company called ACN, and I'm my own business owner within ACN. So I own my own business within a company called ACN. And what we do is we actually do two big things, major things. One is we help just both businesses and residential customers save money on services that they're already paying, anywhere between your electricity, home security, television, internet, all the way to your merchant services for businesses or identity theft protection. So we do a lot of different services, and with that we partner up with some major companies and to bring them customers. And because we're a direct seller, we can get better prices. So that's what I do, and I'll also help everyday normal people with little time and to generate a second stream of income. So that's how I started. When I started, I was actually vice president of a big bank, and today this is all that I do 7 years later. So I'm really grateful for it. And I love to get to know you on a one-on-one basis. But if you look for a good referral for me, is one, anybody that's looking to maybe cut some costs. Two, anybody that's looking for a second stream of income. Which I think in today's COVID world, a lot of people are, especially with something online. And then the third thing that's probably not as obvious as the other two is I work a lot in the real estate world. So agents use this as a concierge service for their clients. As such, brokers work heavily in the property management world, mortgage, anybody that is in front of somebody that is moving in, whether that is a tenant or a new homeowner. It's a great ancillary service for them. So with that, again, my name is Alejandra, and I am part of ACN.
Excellent. Thank you very much. And before I turn it over to one of my favorite participants, because I always forget to say this, please put your contact information into the chat. After the meeting, I will take that and email it out to everybody so you can all have, whatever you want to share, but typically emails, websites, phone numbers, things like that. And Barbara, if you could please introduce yourself and tell us about your service.
Sure. Hi, I'm Barb Klein, the Love Coach, and I own the Best You Dating and Life Coaching, and I am a dating and life coach. And I love helping singles who are feeling frustrated and lonely by teaching them how to discover their own self-worth through my Love Story program so they can fall in love without feeling compromising with their boundaries. And I also run 2 meetup groups. They are local to Pittsburgh, but because of COVID, they are currently virtual. One is called Surviving and Thriving Divorce, and that helps people who are going through separation and divorce, and helping them realize that this is a learning experience. And although you're in pain, you can still gain knowledge and move forward in your life so that you can feel better once the divorce is over, and you feel better about yourself so that you can feel better in your own life. And the other one is called Self-Improvement Singles, and that is to help people who are feeling lonely and frustrated, especially in the online dating world, gain confidence, more knowledge, how to create a great profile, and how to communicate effectively with people, and how to be safe in the online dating world. So those are the things that I do to support people. And thank you.
Absolutely. Excellent. And I saw that Yonah just joined us. So welcome, Yonah. Oh, we have a person that's joining us for the very first time, Jacqueline, who works with the Lynch Law Group. And I don't want to steal her thunder, so that's the extent of my introduction. So, Jacqueline, if you could please introduce yourself to the group, tell them a little bit about what you do and how you do it.
Sure. So hi, everyone. Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here and to meet everyone. My name is Jacqueline Core, and I am a partner with the Lynch Law Group in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And I do primarily mergers and acquisitions. I actually kind of have 3 buckets of what I do, the biggest of which is mergers and acquisitions. So those are deals where people are buying or selling a business, or buying a business to roll up into their business often. And that's most of what I do. I also do general business work like contract review and employment law for businesses. And then I do estates and trusts for people all around the United States. So I do a little bit of estates and trust work, particularly for business owners, and making sure that their business assets are incorporated into their estate and trust plan. And I really love that work too, because it's not a comfortable process for anyone. And so being able to make it so that you really have a chance to talk through everything and have everything in order in a way that is really low stress, and you feel at the end like everything is all taken care of. We do a visual map of people's estates to show them where their money's going, what that looks like. And so those are kind of the buckets of things that I do. Ideal clients for me. Anybody that is maybe, really Sal and I work for some of the same people. We do very different things, but a good referral for him is a good referral for me in a lot of ways, because we're both working with people who are looking to buy or sell a business, just doing very different services. And he and I are starting to work together some, which is exciting. Anybody who wants advice on estate planning, and then businesses. The big thing I see a lot are people that really need help with contracts, people running a business and want somebody to review their contracts to make sure the contract that they have is appropriate, or people who get contracts from another company and want me to take a look at those and protect their interests. So that's kind of what I do. Feel free to reach out to me. I'd love to connect one-on-one with any of you who think it would be beneficial to do so, and just really happy to be here. Thanks for having me. Again, Jacqueline Core, the Lynch Law Group.
Perfect. And don't forget to put your contact information in the chat, because then I'll send it to everybody. Let's see. Next on my list is Kevin Jacobs.
Hey everybody, first time here. And I apologize for the background. I'm in the middle of painting my office for Zoom. I usually have the virtual background, but you guys can see all the tape and everything that's up. So we are not going yellow. We're going more of a gray, something a little bit more casual for my office. So this one's happy. Kevin Jacobs, I'm a business breakthrough specialist. So I help companies improve their business processes, kind of a business coach. And I find that usually most companies, we find $50,000 to $100,000 just in a short hour interview of looking at your processes and seeing what you're doing. I focus on 2 things really. One is on marketing most of us need more customers. Like that's where everybody wants to start. And so helping you attract the right clients, have that message that really brings them in. And we want your customers to be like, I would be ridiculous to do business with anybody but you. I mean, we want them excited about what you do. And the second thing is recipes. You know, I feel like a lot of business owners feel like a lot of things are this black box question. They're not sure about how they do it each time. They're kind of making it up as you go. And everything in your business should be a simple recipe that you do that helps your life be a lot easier. It helps you train other people. And at some point in time, if you ever want to talk to Jacqueline and get an exit, you can hand that off to the next person and give them, you know, here's what I do. You can run your business. And now I'm able to sell it. It's not just me. So that's me in a nutshell.
All right, perfect. Excellent. Thank you. And next on my list is Patti Lindstrom.
Hi, everybody. Nice to be here. This is my first time as well, so I'm excited. So I'm Patti Lindstrom, and I am a yoga teacher with Energy Corporate Yoga. So we bring yoga into the workplace. And right now, you know, my passion is to help busy professionals de-stress, bring some calmness and balance to their life, get them to take time for themselves during their day. So we not only provide yoga, if that's not, you know, a company's thing, we also do fitness classes. So I teach barre, Pilates, HIIT. So my referrals would be team leaders, okay, looking to have a different employee engagement, something to bring their team together during this pandemic and still working from home. Most of my clients don't have any you know, plan on going back into the office anytime soon. So this is a great way to boost morale and to bring teams together. Also, other healthcare providers, so Reiki instructors, massage therapists, usually the same type of people that go to those individuals, you know, do yoga. And also just people that work for themselves, that are working from home and, you know, want to get healthy. So a lot of the, you know, the company's wellness programs have ceased to exist right now. And this is a great way to keep your employees healthy and happy and, you know, bring a little self-compassion into their world right now, which we need. So I'm Patti Lindstrom. I'm with Energy Corporate Yoga, and I'm really happy to connect here.
Excellent. Thank you, Patti. And that reminds me, today we have a very nice mix of people that have been here before, maybe multiple times, and people that are joining us for the first time. So that's always exciting because the people that have been here before get to meet new people and new faces, and all the new people get to meet all of us. And I saw Danielle just logged in. So Danielle, we're just going through our round of introductions, and then I got a couple more to go, and then I'll loop back and give you a chance to introduce yourself to the group. But going down my list for a second, Rhoda, how are you? Could you please introduce yourself to the group and tell them a little bit about what you do?
First, I need some help. I cannot find the chat on the website.
Don't worry about it. I got you covered. I've got your contact information. I'll make sure to add it before I send out my email to everybody tonight.
I'm interested in talking to at least 2 people that I've met today here so far. I am Rhoda Israel. I'm in Indianapolis, Indiana, and I am a content writer. I head up a 13-year-old business, which is a team of ghost writers, and we primarily work either directly with clients or under the auspices of an agency, a marketing agency. And so my own specialty is working with attorneys. So I was interested in what Jacqueline said and would love to have you write a ghost blog for me on my Say It For You website. And also have some questions about how each of you is functioning in terms of the COVID, especially Barbara. In other words, how does one form a new romantic relationship when you cannot even take your mask off? So I'm curious about how you navigate that. But my business is telling stories, and we usually write one blog post a week for our clients. And for some of them, we're up to number 394 or even higher because we've been doing this for so many years. And every client is unique in his or her marketplace. So we do not take competitors, and we become devoted to becoming part of the sales team for that company. So I'm very interested in meeting attorneys of all kinds, and do not have a business attorney. Do write for an estate planning attorney, a very prominent one here in Indiana. So would like to explore that further. So we say it for you.
Okay, perfect. Excellent. Thank you. And like I said, I'll make sure to add your contact information so that everybody has it. Okay, next on my list is Mr. Rob Lusk.
Hi, Sal. Thanks. It's my third time being here, so happy to be back. Rob Lusk. I am in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania as well. I am a cost reduction consultant with expense reduction analysts. I am a franchisee, and so I own my own franchise. We work with small to medium-sized companies, really small to medium-sized organizations, I should say. They didn't have to be companies. Small to medium-sized organizations help them save costs, typically in indirect areas. And so, most companies are focused on doing what they do best, but they may not have eyes on things like telecommunications or small package freights or their IT spend. They may not have anybody to look at those types of things. And so we can help them with those types of things. It's a free assessment as well because there's no risk. We do the assessment. If we're able to find savings for our client, we share in those savings. If we're not, then it's there's no fee. We don't collect a fee. And so a good referral for me are, depending on the organization, typically financial executives, whoever is at the head of the financial portion of the company. Certain companies that might be all the way up to the owner. Certain companies that might be CFOs. School districts, it might be somebody in the school district, et cetera. Just don't know who it might be depending on the organization, but whoever has their eye on the finances, that's who I need to talk to. So I would be happy to connect with anybody one-on-one. I've already done that with Alejandra. I'm going to attend Stephanie's event, I think, in the next few days with her company. And so I'm happy to connect with people on here. Thank you.
Okay, excellent. Thank you very much. And speaking of Stephanie, if you could introduce yourself from Albuquerque, New Mexico. See, I remember that.
Yes. And it's cold today. We got a little bit of snow yesterday and it was gone in like 2 minutes. But at least we got a little bit of moisture. But yeah, so I'm Stephanie Peterson. I am out of Albuquerque, New Mexico. I've been here for about 13 years now. This is where my husband's family is from. And so I work for a company called Exhibit, trade show marketing experts, but not just trade shows. So as I told Sal a little bit earlier, and some of you may have heard that, we are going through our rebranding. And so you're going to see a new logo roll out. Those of you who have seen us through our mastermind sessions and networking sessions, I usually have this big purple thing behind me with our branding and the Sandia Mountains. And so we are designing the new one now. And so our website will be rolling out here shortly with all of our new branding. So that being said, what we do in our trade show marketing, not just trade show, is we do anything from logo design, marketing collateral, design and print, table throws, banner stands, displays, all the way up to big trade show displays and show management. So with events being kind of on low key right now, we are seeing some of the trends are coming. One of the shows that we know right now that is sticking in March is the Hey Heli show. It deals with aviation. And we have seen quite a few other shows starting to schedule. Now, whether they stay, a lot of times it's hybrid. So you're going to see some live aspects of these events and you're going to see some virtual aspects of these events. And so, but it's really important to know that, yes, they are coming back. And as the as the vaccine gets out there and people start to feel a bit more comfortable, trade shows are coming back, including, you know, job fairs, things like that. But just know that virtual aspect is a big part of them now. And so you have to have your branding set. So what we're seeing right now is a lot of businesses had to pivot. They had to change over the last year. And so rebranding is really important. And so we're an example of that, where we're having to do that. We can help you with all of that. So we just ask that you keep us in mind as you start to consider going out there again and seeing the branding, your backgrounds, all of that type of things. We just ask that you keep us in mind. Oh, and Sal, October.
Yes. Oh, the Balloon Fest.
Yeah, there you go. As quite a few of you have heard it before, but for you newbies that are on today, Albuquerque hosts one of the largest international balloon fiestas. It's the first week of October. That's how you can always remember it, the first week of October. It was virtual this year, and we did have balloonists still going up all over the city, even though they didn't do from the balloon park. But so far, we're looking forward to it in October, and I recommend you coming. It's a great experience.
Okay, absolutely
Thank you.
excellent. And in the past, by the way, in some of our prior emails, we've actually shared information and links to the Balloon Fest. And if you send it to me again, I'll do it again. Okay, excellent. Thank you. Let's see. Now we have from New York City, Mr. Yonah Khan. You have to unmute yourself, Jonah.
Can I be heard?
Yes.
So it's been one of those wackadoodle days. The joys of having 4 wonderful kids. Things are always going my way today, so today's just one of those days. So I apologize for my tardiness. It's so wonderful to see so many new people and some people that I've seen here for quite a while. As always, Sal, really thank you very much for introducing me to this group. It has been a great positive in my life, both personally and professionally. So thank you. So I am based out of New York City, although I'm licensed pretty much most states in the country, besides California and Alaska and Hawaii, I think, and a few other ones around. So I focus on life and disability insurance. Those are things that help people protect their income. But over the last couple months and in working with my father-in-law, yes, I work with my father-in-law. It's okay. I like him. He's a good guy. I really got into estate planning. My father-in-law is a CPA and a lawyer, and he has really introduced me to the intricacies of estate planning. And I was blown away about how much life insurance plays a role in that, especially as it relates to the estate tax. So, and a good referral for me is anyone who's willing to have a conversation with me. I really live with the motto, you never know where your next opportunity will come from. So whether it's an opportunity for myself or an opportunity for you, I'm always willing and open to expanding, my knowledge base, especially if you're in New York. I've noticed this. If you stretch your hand in New York, you'll reach out to 50 people who do 100 different things. So I'm just looking to build and grow relationships with people. Other than that, I'm answer any questions anyone might have later down the road. And again, Sal, thank you very much for this group. You're
Absolutely.
okay.
Thank you for joining us. And before I introduce myself, I am actually going to loop back for a second. And we had a person that joined us a couple minutes late because he was with a client. But Danielle, if you could introduce yourself to the rest of the group, please.
Hey guys, sorry for being late. I had a really excitable client, and one of those guys that just gets really excited and talks for a really long time. So it was hard getting away from that. But anyway, I apologize. But nice seeing you guys. My name is Daniel Lopez. I'm with My Brand Esquire. I'm a business attorney here in California. So I know Rhoda. I know you said something about not knowing many business attorneys. Maybe we should talk a little later. Yeah, so I'm a business attorney here in California. We do trademark work, which is pretty much federal, which means we work all around the country with different clients. We work with businesses of all sizes. whether you're starting off and don't really know what to do with your branding and don't want to get sued while you start up, or if you're a company who's trying to protect themselves, right? Because you have competitors that are trying to start copying the stuff you're doing, and now you're seeing a little bit more of familiarity between your products and others. So that's a little thing that we do. Something that I want to talk about real quick, on January 26th, we will be holding a group seminar for business planning. Those of you who are here, we talked about it a little bit the last time we met. But on January 26th, my brand Esquire and myself will be holding an hour-and-a-half seminar. We're going to be going through everything that you need to do to create a business plan and everything that goes into your business. So my name is Daniel Lopez with my brand Esquire. If you know any businesses, we'd love to help them in any way possible. What we say out here is that we're a lot more than a law firm. So we're not kind of relegated just to business law. We try to help businesses any way we can, because without businesses, there is no need for business law. And if you ever get sued, that's way more expensive than anything you're going to get with me. I promise you that. So yeah, it's nice to meet you guys. And for those who I didn't get to hear, I'd love to hear more from you. If you guys want to set up a one-on-one, or if I'll just watch the recording. So thank you again, Sal.
Absolutely. Well, the good news is there's only one introduction left before I unmute everybody, and I'm sure again we'll have some questions back and forth. But I'll introduce myself real quick. My name is Sal Acosta. Again, thank you all for joining me. I'm a business broker, so that means I help people buy and sell businesses. I usually work in what's called Main Street or lower middle market. So that's any type of business that has 10 to 250 employees, 0 to 10 or $20 million in revenue. And I know still we've got the coronavirus going on, but hopefully break even, so 0 to about $1 million or $2 million in positive cash flow. Typical client, someone we can help very well, is a person that started their business 10, 20, 30 years ago, is now maybe in that age range of 60 to 80 years old and looking to retire, go hang out in Florida, play golf all day, go to the beach, take the RV cross country, take the grandkids to Disney World. And I always tell them, half serious, half joking, before you can do that in style, you got to come see me so we can sell your business, cash you out, and then you can do all that fun stuff. And I'll also put my contact information in the email later tonight so you all have it. All right, that's it for the introductions. I've unmuted everybody from my side. So does anybody have any questions or comments based on the introductions from anybody else, or want to hear more about something in particular? Barb, go for it.
So I wanted to respond to Rhoda's question about how one tries to date during a pandemic. So you get to be creative. And so what I advise my clients is to do some sort of video chat as far as a first meet. And if you still don't want to actually meet the person in person, you can do a video date. There's so many ways to get on a video in order to communicate with people. iPhones have FaceTime, and you can get Google Duo. Facebook has video chatting. So there's all kind of options out there. And then for people that do want to meet in person, you can do socially distanced things like go on a hike, bike ride, that kind of stuff, in order to be able to, meet the person, do something physical or social, in order to be able to actually create a real date. And then once people get comfortable with the other person, you can make sure that you are safe. Like you could, depending on the anxiety that people are feeling about COVID and being contagious or, getting it, you can invite the person to your house after you both have, felt that you have created a safe bubble for yourself. And, do dinner or whatever, do takeout, whatever it is. So there are ways. You just get to be creative. And I have clients that are dating.
Okay, excellent. All right, any questions from anybody else based on the introductions? Go ahead, Rob.
Yeah, I had a question for Kevin. First time I've met you, Kevin. So good to meet you. There we go. That's better. I think I was muted for a second, right? I've got a question for Kevin. So Kevin, first of all, I didn't catch where you are out of. Where are you based?
So I'm in Phoenix, Arizona.
Oh, Phoenix. Okay.
But
then,
the nice thing about, and we can see that on this call today, is that Zoom's made it possible for us to work anywhere.
Right. Sure. And what types of companies or size companies do you typically focus on?
So two different categories, and there's different requirements for each. Under $1 million, your real small mom and pop kind of companies that are starting out, and that's really a focus on marketing, and then just basics of how to put things together. For the companies that are bigger than $1 million, up to about 20, I find out what works really well is if you've heard of EOS, kind of their framework. I'm not EOS certified, but I like their framework, which starts to think about 10-year goals, 5-year goals, 1-year goals, quarterly goals, and then building those into your meetings each week. And so by doing that, you get companies into a good recipe and rhythm where they start actually seeing some great progress.
Good, thank you.
Okay, perfect. One more round. Anybody for anybody?
I actually have a testimonial for yoga. I may not look like the type of guy who does yoga or wants yoga, but I will say I was politely coerced into trying it. And I will say I politely, begrudgingly said, thank you for coercing me. I was horrible at it. I couldn't stretch. I still can't stretch, but there was something about the effort and part of the meditation process that whatever was going on in the mind between work and life and all the stress that goes on, I almost felt like I was worth $1 million after. So just a testimony.
Oh, that's great to hear. Thank you. Yeah, it's called a practice for a reason, right? We're not going to be perfect at it. And so consistency is key, but I'm glad you gave it a try.
Don't tell anyone.
I won't tell anybody.
Sorry, Seth?
I was just going to say, how many people here besides Yonah do yoga? Because I think it's a little bit more, people do it more than we think. Okay, wow, there you go. Okay.
I do more Tai Chi than yoga because I have a bad neck, and so I can't do those ground poses that where I have to put pressure on my arms. And so I do kind of a mix of the yoga, and then Tai Chi has really helped me with that. And then the mindfulness and the peacefulness. I now have a watch that reminds me to breathe. So when it reminds me to breathe, then I make sure that I take that time to de-stress, to calm, and to breathe. So.
Okay. Well, one more question for the group, by the way, because I've seen a couple of videos of this, or read a little bit, but I don't do it myself. But I'm just wondering if anybody does it and if they had good benefits. Does anybody do transcendental meditation, and have you had good benefits? Oh, Yonah, so you've been doing that.
I absolutely love meditation. It is the first thing I do in the morning if I'm not yelling at my kids. But I usually get up much earlier than them. But in my schedule, if you were to look at my calendar, I schedule meditation every single day, and that is sacrosanct. It is religion. I mean, unless there's a real emergency and like pints of blood is pouring out from someone, I am not moving it. And honestly, what happens is it's not so much about the stress and about all that. It's about the ability to have peace of mind when you get out of it. So whatever you do need to face, both personally and professionally, you're doing it with a clear conscience. You're being very thoughtful and you're being very mindful. And it's a practice. It may seem silly at times, may seem almost difficult, but I highly, 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 and strongly encourage everyone to try it and do it.
Sal, you said a specific meditation. What
I have been reading about, and just newspaper articles, not even the actual topic. It's a thing called transcendental meditation, But the other day I was listening to a radio program where there was a doctor that basically said, hey, I was skeptical. I'm a doctor. I didn't really believe in this, but I've started doing it. And, he claimed all kinds of health benefits. So I was just wondering if there's somebody that has tried it and gotten
So what
good
I
benefits.
did to get onto the habit of meditation that got me into meditation, which I didn't even know, like somebody invited me to a challenge, but you can do it like on your own. And it's called the Deepak Chopra 21-day meditation challenge. And it's actually really good. And that's how I got into the path of meditation. But the craziest part was throughout my meditation, there was something that I really wanted to happen. And literally on day 21, I got the phone call. And so I don't know what it is about meditation that puts you in a certain vibration level. And you know how like Tony Robbins jumps and stuff, he does that for vibrational purposes. So any person that has been successful in business, no matter that was Carnegie or, they understood vibration and energy and the needs for it. So meditation will put you right in the right path. So if you look into it, look at 21-day Deepak Chopra meditation challenge. It's free on YouTube. And then you can get like some workbooks and stuff to go alongside online for free. But I did it and it was really life altering. And I bought like, I'm, not trying to make propaganda because, I bought it as a customer, but I bought this, for Christmas. We bought each other with my husband. We bought the mirror. It's a mirror that you put on the wall. It's not cheap, but it's so worth it. So we put it on the wall and it does a lot of exercising. So I've been doing Tai Chi there, which I have never done in my life, Stephanie, and I'm really enjoying it.
Love it.
It has meditation on it. It has yoga in it. It has every sort of workout that you actually could think of: Pilates, kickboxing, bar, whatever, strengthening, stretches, whatever you're into, it's in the mirror. And it's actually really amazing. And but meditation is part of it. And I've been doing the meditations with it. But before, how I got in the habit of meditation was a 21-day challenge from Deepak. And then I missed it if I didn't do it. Like I was missing it. There's something missing.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah, I'm looking for it.
Okay.
So I would say, as we're talking about meditation, one of the things I notice is that, as people get older, a lot of times they say time speeds up. It feels like this year just flew by. And I've noticed with meditation, I don't feel that way. I don't feel like I'm losing time. I feel like I'm enjoying the time I got.
Okay.
It's almost necessary.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I agree. Yes. Especially now in this world, meditation is necessary. It was said 2020 was the year of the deep breath. And I think, we're continuing with that. But
you can take 2
meditation.
Big breaths this year. It's not going anywhere. It's not going to be an easier, unfortunately, year.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
before we jump off, Sal, I had a question for Stephanie. Like out of all of us, I think you're the most impacted by being at home. Like the loss of the in-person has been a big deal. How are you guys working around that now, surviving, and when do you think we get back to some kind of a normal?
Going into some debt. No. No, in all reality, we have a CEO who is very resilient. And when this happened, when March hit and things shut down, we had to refund $64,000 right away before the end of March. And that hit us. And so we've gone through website, and then we did one round of a website change, and then it got hacked. And so the security level of our site, so now that's what we're redoing at a much higher security level and revamping everything that was affected by that. July, COVID hit our office. most of the month of July. 5 out of 6 of us tested positive. I was the one negative one of the bunch, which was a good thing because I had to take over at one point because our CEO was hospitalized for a week, and just right before Thanksgiving was able to get off oxygen during the day, but she's still on it at night. So that shows you how it affects her as we go. But she's very resilient, and if it weren't for her, we'd probably be gone right now. But we were debt free when it started. She did go after the PPP. She has also taken on another loan to keep us going. We have minimized costs as much as possible. We've actually downsized from 8 to 6. It was their choice. It wasn't her letting anybody go. It was their choice to leave. She went to a conference just after Thanksgiving in Texas for our industry, and 40% of our industry has closed their doors permanently. And so, yes, it has affected all those live events, people wanting to connect and shake hands. So not going to lie, it's been really rough. It's been rough. But at the same time, with the resilient and seeing us come through this, people are hungry for that live interaction, not just through virtual. They want that live interaction. So we do have our clients, some of our biggest clients, already contacting us to, like I mentioned when I did my spiel, changing their branding, getting their displays up and ready so that when they do have a show that doesn't cancel or postpone, they are ready to go. And that's there. Not only that, we hold a GSA contract. So we work with the federal government on small things, displays, stuff like that. But in all honesty, that's kind of what's kept us right at that level where we're able to hang in there and keep going. But it's going to be about 6+ months before we start seeing a lot of things hold and take, and it will be regional shows, not national shows. But like I said, Hey Heli is the first one, and Hey Heli is a fun one to go to. It's huge. I don't know exactly how they're handling it, but we have an aviation company right behind us here, and they're excited to go. So we're kind of keeping in tabs with them.
Yeah, thank you.
Actually, let me ask a question of the group. Has any of you, or do you know any of your clients, because I know we have a lot of people here that have clients that have actually, and I don't want to say benefited from the coronavirus, but that have actually done better in this environment, maybe because they're doing business nationally over Zoom or whatever. People want to talk about maybe 1 or 2 examples of Danielle, you want to go first? Just talk about somebody that's actually doing better.
Yeah, I'll start off and I'll talk about myself, right? So with trademarks being national and being something that you can do not only in the United States, but like across the world pretty much, it's hard to hit everyone in every state, right? I mean, I'm only one person. If I can't go to an event in every state, it's just not fathomable. Unless I'm spending a lot of money, unless I'm doing a lot of traveling, unless I'm making the rounds. So the one thing that COVID has at least helped me as far as my business is all these virtual meetings, right? So I know like from here, we're all spread out across the country. We got New York, we got Phoenix, we got all over the place. And that's something that probably wouldn't have happened unless it was like a concentrated event before. So I think, especially in my business, and the fact that like I said, I can help people from across the country, it has definitely helped me, do that in a certain way. And like, unfortunately, it took COVID to kind of make that happen. But as far as here, I'm definitely trying to do the most I can and take advantage of it because, times change and you kind of have to roll with it. And right now, this is the case. Next year might be something different. You never know. So, I think it's really benefited me, and especially with the networking.
Well, actually, Jacqueline and Rob, do you guys have any customers that have benefited from what's going on?
Yeah, I just recorded a podcast episode yesterday. I host a podcast called Pittsburgh Business Insights, and Sal's actually going to be a guest on that podcast.
Hey!
A little spoiler alert that Sal's going to be a guest.
And I'll share the link with all of you, so don't worry. You can see me, whatever in the big times.
So we talk about Pittsburgh business and also business in the region, extending, across the state and up into Northeast Ohio and down into West Virginia. And I recorded an episode yesterday with guys that own pizza shops. They own a franchise of pizza shops. And they talked about the challenges of finding enough people to work and being able to get as many supplies as they needed. And I mean, they did talk about the increase in supply, in the cost of supplies. Like it costs them twice as much to make a pizza now as it did before this started, because the cost of cheese has gone up so much. And, so they talked just about sourcing issues and, a lot of supply chain issues. But their business is booming because they, of course, were the original delivery people, right? A lot of people have moved into curbside and moved into delivery, but it was so easy for them to go into curbside and be able to make contactless deliveries where you open the trunk of your car and they put the pizza in. And also just to really continue, they've got customers that maybe came to them with infrequency until this happened, then all their customers are coming. So their saturation within their own customer base has really increased a lot, I think. And so they talked a little bit about that on the podcast episode. If you guys want to hear that, I think they're coming up in about a month. Their episode will be released, but they're on my LinkedIn. So if you want, they're always posted on my LinkedIn, or will be posted on my LinkedIn. So you can connect with it there, certainly. But yeah, I mean, that's one example of somebody who actually really benefited in their business.
Okay, excellent. And Rob, I know you talk to a lot of people too. Do you have a particular client or more that has actually benefited from this? I'll say it this way: this new way of working.
Right. No, my story is not going to be quite as good, unfortunately. My largest client is a manufacturer in the Pittsburgh area. Their business has been off about 20 to 30%. They are seeing signs. They're a brick refractory company. They are seeing signs of it coming back, and they expect by the end of 2021 to sort of get back to pre-COVID. A couple of my other clients are more industrial, and so same thing. Like they're surviving, and it didn't wipe them out, but it definitely double-digit decline in business. And so that's what I've done. And so obviously what I try to tell them is, well, now's the time when you need to save money, right? Now's when you need to reduce costs. But yeah, the stories that I know of intimately aren't unfortunately as good.
Okay. Well, guys, we're at 2:51 here on my clock. So I'll just open it up for one very last question or comment from anybody on the introductions, on the general business environment. All topics are safe except the Steelers. So anybody have any questions or comments?
I just wanted to say, yes, I agree, Sal. Thank you for hosting a networking event. It's very important because, Kevin, that is what's kept us communicating. Yes, we've had national clients over the years with our GSA, but this has really given me the opportunity to get out of my comfort zone, get into these Zoom meetings, get into all this networking nationally on camera. It's different than doing it live, but it's allowed me to meet so many people from all over the world, actually. Gentlemen from Germany, 2 people from Australia, Canada. It's allowed me to kind of get our name out there in a different way. And so that's been really important. And so I know that I mentioned in the chat our masterminds that happen once a month and our serendipity networking right now. So if you're interested in those, please reach out. That's something that we are doing. We don't charge for it right now anyway, but we don't charge for it. It's just a matter of getting people connected and having fun and getting these people in Albuquerque to get out of Albuquerque for a while. They are in their own little world, and so we're trying to say, you know what, there are national people out there that want to get to know you as well. So this networking thing is amazing. So thank you, all of you, and especially you, Sal.
All of you for joining and coming. Oh, one last thing, and I almost forgot. And a couple of sessions ago, we had a young person here who's trying to get started in business, and he was asking about book recommendations. And and we did a round of everybody suggesting some books and whatever. I just got this one. I haven't read it yet, but I've actually talked to people that have told me it's great. So here it is for whatever.
Oh, it is.
Malu.
It is really good.
Okay, have you read it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's good.
Well, this will be my next little reading here. So just wanted to plug the book on there. Obviously, you can get it on Amazon. I'll even put a link on the email later tonight. So well, that's it, guys. I want to give you a couple of minutes before you have to start your next chat or Zoom or whatever at 3 Eastern. Thank you all for coming. Don't forget that we will do it again in 2 weeks. And then that's it. Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Charles.
Bye-bye.
Have a great day, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.